One of the best ways to start an effective fasting-based weight loss journey is to write out an honest overview of what you're currently eating. It can raise mindfulness of what you're eating, and you can use it to build out a roadmap of how to accomplish your goal. I'll walk you through it right now. Grab a pen and paper, and let's get started. I'm going to ask a series of questions to help you write out your typical routine. I'll answer them with some typical responses so you get the idea, but you fill in your own answers as we go along. If you're not eating something I'm asking about, just leave it blank, and feel free to pause the video if you need to take some more time to think about what you're currently doing. What time do you first eat in the day? Think about your routine and write that down, and think about what you typically have. Is there something you have most of the time? And are there other things that you might have? Maybe you make a little list. Do you drink coffee in the morning? And if you do you have that black, or do you add cream and sugar? Make a note of that, or anything else you add. And think about anything you drink in the morning. Do you have juice or tea or anything else? Write that down. Next, think about if you have any snacks in the morning, or does only lunch come next? So if you have some snacks, write down the time that you might do that and what you typically have. And then think about what time you typically have lunch. What do you typically have for lunch? You do the same thing all the time, or is it a couple different things? You can write out a list of that. Any snacks that you have in the afternoon? Write the time you might do that and what you usually have. And then what time do you typically eat dinner? What do you typically eat? And then make a note. If you typically eat dessert, what do you have? If you don't do it all the time, you could write down approximately how many times in a week you do that. And then make a note if you have any late eating or a bedtime snack. Then think about your day and think about if you drink soda. Write down when and how much you have of that. And then think about any alcohol intake do you have. Write down when you might have that and how much. Going through these questions usually gets to a pretty comprehensive list. If there's anything else that you're aware of that you typically eat, definitely fill it in now on your own. And if you're having trouble thinking about what you typically eat, that's all right. You might take a couple days and just make a list and writing down everything you eat, and that might help you build out a more detailed list. So take a look at your paper. Do you have any reflections on what you are eating now when you look at it written out like this? Feel free to share any thoughts that you have in the comments. I'll give you some reflections on my list that I made here. First, I would say this is a pretty typical food history that I take in my clinic, and from a certain perspective, you could say it's not terribly unhealthy. You know, there's no fast food, there's not tons of junk, there's no donuts or candy bars, and there's some healthy things. Snack choices aren't terrible, there's not crazy excessive alcohol or soda. It's definitely a culturally normal pattern. Some people might say, well, there's nothing wrong with it. And I would say if this person's healthy and has a normal weight and everything's great, I won't have much to say about it. But the pattern I usually see with a history like this is someone whose BMI is around 30 and they want to drop some weight and they're frustrated that this type of diet is not working. And I say I can see a lot of standard dietary advice leading to this type of pattern, like breakfast is the most important meal of the day, got to get that in there. Try to get some healthy snacks in to support the metabolism. Can definitely see that. You can feel the advice to eat 6 small meals in a day. Make sure to get moderate healthy carb intake as part of a balanced diet. See that. All these types of advice generally unhelpful for losing weight. A dietary pattern like this, unlikely to lead to long-term weight loss in my experience. Hang on to this paper that you've made. We're going to use it in at least 2 more videos, especially in this next one, on how to lose weight by fasting. We're going to deconstruct this diet and shape it into something much more effective. I'll see you there.